So first thing today, we'll understand what exactly is DevOps quickly. I won't take much of your time. And then we will jump and start understanding what we're going to cover in this course. And then I will take your questions. All right. So hi, my name is Imran. I am a DevOps consultant and a trainer. I have 11 years of experience in this IT industry, more than 11 years now. And DevOps, cloud computing, virtualization, system administration, automation, many other things I did in this career. I am certified into different areas. I'm a Red Hat certified architect with Ansible, OpenStack, Gluster, OpenShift, Kubernetes, Puppet, all these certifications from Red Hat. From AWS, I'm certified into SysOps, DevOps, and security specialist. Distance pass, I did some other certification like DevOps Foundation, VCP, RHCE, Python from EDX. So these are my all the relevant certification. If you have any questions regarding which certification is right for DevOps, you can ask me at the end of the course. Sorry, the demo. There is one batch already completing, so I'm saying this word. Anyways, so at the end of the demo, you can ask me questions on the certification. I'll be answering them. So guys, I have knowledge into DevOps, cloud computing, collaboration, and scripting. I'm not listing here tools because the list will be very long. But majorly, if I put tools, then it will be Ansible, Python, Jenkins, AWS, lots of AWS, lots of Ansible, and lots of Kubernetes, and lots of automation and scripting. So, but there are many tools that I deal with in day-to-day life. So this is the overall knowledge, and I'm expecting this should be your knowledge when you complete this course. Okay, we can
Hi,
talk about
Imran. Imran?
collaboration now. Yes.
Yeah, here, Rishi here.
Yeah,
So,
Rishi.
sorry for the interruption, first of all.
Yeah, what is it?
Sorry for the interruption. So, I'm actually basically from the accounts and finance background. So, I want to come to this domain. So, I want to change my domain. So, what exactly DevOps is? Can you please explain? It will really helpful for me.
So that's what this demo is all about, Rishi. So sit back,
Okay,
relax,
okay.
take a coffee, popcorn, whatever you are interested in. Relax and just
Just
watch.
now
Okay?
I have joined Imran, so I don't know whether you have started given the
I already
introduction.
started. I already started.
Okay, okay.
So sit back, relax, watch, listen.
Sure,
At the end of the demo, I will give you a chance to ask questions if doubts are not clear. Okay.
sure, Imran. Thank you so much.
Thank you for understanding. All right. So guys, I am very much interested in training people. I've been doing it from the beginning of my career, where whatever I learn, I train people. I mean, initially I used to do it just as a passion, but now it's also a business. So it's really about passion that I train and share people the knowledge that I have or that I generate. So why should you learn DevOps? That's first thing we'll talk quickly. There are many reasons. You should have really proper reasons why you're doing something. Okay. So see, DevOps is one of the top skills that employers are looking in the IT industry. Yeah, that's just a bullet point, right, for now. But there are surveys also, research also. Okay, let's look at this research that I have, the link I've shared it. This is from Industry Arc. So DevOps market forecast is to reach $12.5 billion by 2025. So it's just going to grow and grow. And every year I check this, and every time I see, it's going to grow more. This year they said it's going to grow more now. So compound annual growth rate 25.2%. Okay, that's amazing. So DevOps is just going to grow. It's never going to come back now. Okay, at least in 5-6 years, definitely for sure. Okay, after that also we'll understand what is DevOps, and you will also say that, yeah, you're right. DevOps is not something, a technology that will be dead in some time. Also, I want you to look at some survey. This is from Atlassian. This is from 2020. Atlassian survey will come in this year. But I have latest this year survey also, 2021. Wait, not all right. Yeah, another one. Okay, anyways. So I want you to see few things. These are the big names, guys, Atlassian, Puppet in the DevOps industry, in the IT industry, should I say, very, very big names. They have contributed a lot in DevOps and they do research every year. We can look at the research and be sure that whatever I'm saying, whatever I'm putting in the bullet points, those things are true. Okay. So once I have shown you that it is going to just grow, business is just going to grow in DevOps. But few things I want you to point out. Sometimes you may have a doubt that uh, do they really need employees? Are there really employees over there? And there are already so many DevOps. Will I get a chance? Things like that, right? So see, DevOps. First of all, DevOps is now a corporate term. DevOps was not a corporate term, by the way. Okay, we had like designations as software engineers or system administrators or build and release engineers, but we never had this designation of DevOps. Right. So now, but it is a corporate term. This is happened from last years, and some company implemented few years back itself. So over 90% said DevOps has direct impact in the business metrics. So if you are into DevOps, you will definitely impact the business. But this is interesting. 85% of the respondents have faced barrier in their DevOps implementation. Yes, 85%. That's a huge number. Come on, 85%. What's going on there? Why they're facing barriers? Okay, look at this. Lack of skills, legacy infrastructure, and adjusting corporate culture. Okay, now this also in the DevOps and the survey from Puppet also, if you see here, just searched it somewhere, just wait. I just opened it and closed it maybe. Yeah, there, you see that? This is from Puppet. This is Puppet survey, and the one I was showing you was from Atlassian. So right, see that? Lack of technical skills within team. So that's biggest gap. Ask me, these are surveys, but you ask me from my own experience from past 10 years into automation. Actually, okay, I see people really lack skills badly, and it's very frustrating. Okay, I always wish to train people, but now I'm here anyways. So let's look at few other points, guys. All right, so this proper diagram. 37% are lack of skills, 36% legacy infrastructure, and the people who are managing legacy infrastructure are also having lack of skills because they're managing legacy. They need to migrate to containers, cloud computing, and CI/CD and stuff. So it's a big part of lack of skills and adjusting corporate culture. We're going to talk about that culture thing in a few minutes. Okay, coming back to our slides. So see, this is me giving you a surety, not me, the industry giving you a surety that DevOps is here, it's going to grow, and there's lack of skills, so you definitely fit. It's one of the highly paid job. You can understand that because lack of skills, 85% are facing barrier. They need skilled employees, and they're ready to pay more money. It's normal supply and demand, basic economy, right? And you can check it on Indeed, Glassdoor, Payscale, Quora. You can post a question also there. You can find the pay scale of DevOps engineers are really, really good. Okay, today's time is amazing actually. The third reason why you should be learning DevOps is the most important reason. See, IT industry was into development and operations from a long time. Development develops the software, operations team delivers the software. Right? So let's say there's an industry which create a product, okay, food product, and there is a retail market where you have to deliver it, right? So in between the industry and the supermarket, there needs to be logistics. Okay, if that logistics is poor, you're not able to deliver the product in the retail market, in the superstores, in the supermarket. The consumer won't buy it, you won't get money, and there's no business. So creating the product is not a big deal. Delivering it is also very, very important. If you are not able to deliver, you don't make money. And from a long time in the software industry, there's a problem with the delivering of software, and DevOps can solve that problem. Yes, DevOps can solve the delivery problem. So you can say DevOps is kind of logistics for the softwares, right? So, and all the companies who are into IT industry definitely wants to deliver their software, right? And that means they need DevOps. That means they're ready to pay more, and that's why all that numbers and research and all those things, right? So this is the third reason, most important one. And you must have your own reason why you should learn DevOps, right? But these are the reasons that I gave you, and I'm saying that everyone in the IT industry needs DevOps. Okay, it's not like this company doesn't need and that company doesn't need. All right. So why me? Well, I have trained thousands of people in DevOps. Okay, and I focus on the real-time implementation. What you're going to do in real time, I'm going to show that to you. First, we're going to learn the technology, and then we're going to implement it for real time. And we also have projects in the course. We're going to talk about them: CI/CD projects and complete automation projects. I will teach you how to deliver, how to excel in the software delivery. I talked about logistics, right? Delivering. So I'll show you how you can excel. I'll show you how big tech companies are using different methods and techniques and tools. And one of the most important thing in my training is I will show you how different technologies work together. There are many technologies, many tools. You must have already read it, found it yourself, but you don't know how they work together. I will show you how do they work together and give you a complete automation framework. And I have put really a lot of efforts in creating documents and scripts and exercises and projects. So you'll have lots of things in your plate really in this course. And I'm really passionate about giving training. Okay, it's just not just something I would like to do part-time to just earn some money. It's not that. It's like I'm really passionate about giving training. And I'm here for you. You have any doubt, any questions while you're learning from me? I will be more than happy to answer your questions. You can ask questions to me while I'm explaining something in the class you're not understanding. You can stop me and ask me, and I'll be happy to help you. All right. So let's quickly understand now what exactly is DevOps, right? I mean, most of the people would have already idea what is DevOps, but for the people who don't have, let's just get the little clarity, right? Some people say DevOps is scripting. Some people say it's because of its cloud computing. Some say DevOps is about culture, and some say it's about tools. So many automation tools and this tool and that tool. So many confusing definitions. So what exactly really is DevOps? Let's understand that by a story. Okay, there is an animated video I've created for this one. I will send you the link after this, and you can watch that animated video. There's some slides I've taken from that animated video that I have created. Okay, so first, we need to understand a software lifecycle to understand DevOps. Software lifecycle is a process. It's a very, very well-defined process where the software is created, tested, and delivered to the end users. Right. So let's say there's Penny. Okay, Penny. Yeah, there's Penny, and she is into arts. She creates art pieces, right? Paintings and stuff, and she's very popular in the local market. She has exhibitions every month or so, and people in the locality love the product, purchase it from her. She's pretty famous in the local market though, and she's having an idea that why not have a mobile app from where people can see my exhibition, and they can, if they want, they can order, right? A typical e-commerce thing, right, for arts. So she wants to get into this business of mobile app, right, where people can download an app and order from there, right? It's really an amazing idea, right? In today's time, at least, for everything you have mobile apps today, right? But she is into arts. She does not understand computers, IT, softwares, delivery and stuff. She would need a team of developers, testers, system admin, many people, right? So she has two options. She can either set up her own IT firm, or she can approach to a software consulting firm. And that's what she does. She goes to a software consulting firm, swoosh, and explains the idea that this is the idea that I have. And after listening to the idea, the business consultants over there, the sales team, right, they manages to get this deal in their company so they can develop this product and deliver it to Penny. Now let's understand some concepts before we get more into the story. After this, a software life cycle will start. or software development process. As I said, it's a very well defined and well organized process, right, where everyone follows proper rules and you get idea as an input and the product as an output. In this, you have multiple stages, right? Like I was going through and this RO filter, I was looking for RO filter and they said 7 stage of filtering, right? Many stages, different stages. Okay, if you're going to send email and phone number in the chat, guys, please send it in the organizers chat. Do not send it in the everyone public chat. Okay. Uday, is he unable to listen? Software development lifecycle. Okay. This process has multiple stages. The first stage or step is requirement gathering, collecting the requirement. Penny explaining the idea of the app. So they're going to collect the requirement. They're going to collect product features, user requirement, usage, and all the other requirements, right? They're going to collect. That's stage one. Then the planning will be done. Step second or stage second, planning. What do we want from this, entire process? What will be the cost associated? What will be the risk, right? And resources required. All those things will be planned. Then third stage, where the product will be designed. So the architects, software architects, will design the product, right? Now, being a DevOps, you will be, working with architects definitely. Okay. So architects will design, like, house architect or interior designers, they'll create design documents, right? 3D model diagrams. Like that, software architects are going to create design documents. Now, this design documents will be a roadmap for the developers. In stage 4, step 4, the developers, the actual coders, programmers will create the product by looking at that roadmap. Okay. So after that, after writing, thousands and thousands of lines of code, the product is, let's say, ready, or a part of a module of the product is ready. And before it is given to the actual user, it needs to be tested. So stage 5, testing, quality assurance team, QA team. They're going to test the product for any defects, any problems. And whatever problems and defects are there, it will be fixed, and then it can be promoted to the next level, which is deployment. The 6th stage, where the product, the software will be deployed to the servers or to the cloud. You can just think of servers for now. Product is deployed to the servers, from where actual users, the consumer, can access or download or use the software. And operations team, system administrator, you generally call them, right? So they will be in charge in maintaining uptime for these servers. And then the last thing is the maintenance. This is the continuous process, regular changes and regular and there needs to be uptime. There'll be new demands from the user that needs to be fulfilled, new changes needs to be applied, patching, fixing, bug fixing, all those things need to be done, which are changes. And at the same time, the product should be always up and running. That's uptime, right? So it's going to be a combination of both. Maintenance, it goes on and on. Okay, now let's see this process in a cyclic view, right? You can say it. You're on mute, so you can say it with me. First step, requirement gathering. Second, yes, planning. Third, designing, right? Architects, software architects, right? Then next, development. Yes, the developers will create the product, write the code. Next, testing, right? Software testing. We'll look for the defects. Then deploy and maintain. It will be done by, right, operations team. Okay, and the changes will be given by the developers, and operations team will be deploying them and maintaining it regularly. Then this goes on and on. That's why it's a cyclic process, and this is called as a software development life cycle, SDLC in short. Right? If you are from CS background, computers background, you must already know this. SDLC, software development life cycle. Right? So why are we looking into that? We'll come to that in a moment. Right? How is it related to DevOps? We'll talk about that. But there are different models in SDLC. Waterfall, Agile, Spiral, Big Bang, different models, and based on the requirement, the right model will be chosen. Right? So think of these different models as the different roadways to reach the same destination. If you have multiple roadways to reach the same destination, you will decide which one to go based on various factors like time, cost, risk, right? Different, based on different factor, you will decide, okay, I will go from this route and I will reach to so and so place, right? Like that. So we are going to talk about waterfall model first, thinking that we can apply that in our SDLC, and then we're going to compare it with Agile. So waterfall model, everything goes into stages. Like you have water purifier where you have 7 layers, stages. Yeah. So first stage is requirement gathering. Once this is full, then it goes to the next stage, design. When design is full, completed, then it goes to the next stage, implementation, which is development. Right now, it's waterfall model. Can water go back? Right? No chance, right? Gravitational. It's gonna only go down. That's why this model is called as waterfall model, because you can't go back here. It's always only front. Right? What if I have new design? What if I have new requirement? Well, you can't go back. You just have to move forward only. Right? So creating software and then testing it. So many defects, maybe. Can I go back? No. Moving front. Maintenance. Right? Now, there are many problems with this. First, I already told you, you can't go back. Right? It may take months to deliver a working piece of software. Right? Because you're working on the entire software, everything at once. You're trying to move the entire furniture at once. Right? But if you can, detach different parts, you can move it easily, right? But here you're trying to move the entire thing at once. Right? Cannot accommodate changing requirements. Things will be changing. All right, you'll have new ideas. Product development may take months, 7 months, 8 months, let's say. And 7-8 months, everything will change in the world, right? Today's time. My voice is breaking. Is my voice breaking?
No, Imran. For me, it's
Oh,
okay.
it's very clear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's audible.
All right. So there are certain problems with the waterfall model, and Penny. Going back to her story, right? She says she has no idea about this development process. She would like to observe the product development and make changes while the development is happening, and waterfall model doesn't allow that. Right? She would like to observe the requirement, right? Observe the development process and alter changing. Waterfall doesn't support that, right? So the team decides, instead of developing all at once, let's divide it, right? Let's detach different parts. Any product is list of features, right? And those features will be divided into some smaller list, right? So let's say we are going to develop, the team decides that we will develop 5 features of the product in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And once we are done with this, we'll demonstrate this, we'll take the input, we'll take the feedback, and if any changes are required, we can make it in the next iteration. Like that. Now here we don't have phases, we have iterations. Okay. And this iterative SDLC is called as Agile. Agile, the word means quick, right? Agile means quick. Athletes are agile, right? Quick, fast, right? So you don't need to wait for the entire product to be ready. 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks is one iteration, and in that time frame the product part, its features, its modules will be ready, which can be demonstrated, and you can get more feedback. Can be also delivered to the actual user. You'll have something called as MVP, minimal viable product, which you can deliver to the actual users. You don't need to wait for the entire product to complete. There are many benefits of Agile in today's time, right? So Penny gives some feedback that I want this changes and that changes in the app, right? Or I did not like this one, or I want this one. And then the team can promote it in the next iteration. Really awesome, right? Okay, while this development is happening, there will be a process called as build and deploy process that will be happening regularly. Build means from the code, create the software. That's called as build. Okay, we'll see that in detail later. Name of the educator? Oh, that's me, Imran. My name is Imran. All right. So build and deploy is a regular process that happens in the development stage in the release management. Before the product is actually delivered to the production environment, there's something called as release management, right? Where the developers are going to build their software, build their code from build the software from the code and test it in the development environment. Local testing. If everything is good, after of many build, they'll say, okay, this build is good, and they will promote it to the next level, which will be staging environment. Okay, where the product will be tested. If this checks out fine, then it will be delivered to the production environment. Right? It's a simple build and deploy process, but there are many stages into this. We'll see that in later in detail. But for now, this is in a high level. Now, while this is happening, the deployment is happening on the staging environment, and software testers are trying to test the product. They will get errors. Things are not working. They are not able to access the software, or even if they are able to access, they're not able to run the test cases, or the test cases fails. There are many kinds of failures that the software testers will witness initially in the time of deployments. In pre-prod only, somehow that is fixed. How? Well, the development team will call to the operations team. This is not fixed properly. The development team will call to the operations team. They'll interact. They'll say, okay, we are getting a lot of error. You have deployed the product, because operations team manages the servers, right? So operations team will say, we have deployed the product as per your requirement. It's not working. That means something's wrong with your software. And developer will say, no, it's not wrong with our software. It works in our laptop. It doesn't work in your server. This is the common sentence you'll hear being a DevOps. Okay, it's working in my machine, but it's not working in your machine, so you are having the problem. Okay, so somehow, oops, by mistake I closed it. Yeah, all right. Okay, somehow things are fixed and it promoted to the production level. Okay, but then it fails in the production level, production deployment issues. And you look at that girl, okay, that's the developer, right? It's the operations problem now. I don't have to do anything. Okay, I was working on my machine. It's not working in your machine. You know, recently I'm working with in a project where I'm dealing exactly the same problem again with the developers. Okay, but I don't have anything against the developers, but I'm telling you the reality. But why this is happening? Why it works in their laptop, in their computers, and it doesn't work in staging or production environment? The reason is that, guys, two environments are different. Okay, they may have different versions of the software. Like for example, the recently last week developer was using a library version something else, and in the server it was something else. That's why things were failing. Right now, since I know there will be definitely differences, so I figured it out quickly, but it may take a longer time if you don't know this. So different environments will have different versions of software. They may have different datas. Okay, it will not be synced properly. And new development is making development very fast. Okay, you know, developers are really now very fast and quick. They develop product very quickly because of the help of the libraries and the new agile process and stuff. And they give frequent changes, which is very difficult for the operation teams to release. Guys, production servers will always need some kind of changes, like some version change of the software, some network level change, some database level change. These things are not informed to the operations team. And operations team will deploy the software and thinking that it will work, but you need to make some changes, which you did not do. So things doesn't work. Right? My point is simple. Communication gap. Developer does not communicate properly to the operations team, and the operations team doesn't communicate properly to the development team. It's a big communication gap. Okay, that is the main problem. In my own personal experience, you must have seen so many definitions, so many problems, but take it from my own experience. This is all communication problem. There's no tools problem. These tools are not challenge. The big challenge is communication. Remember, when Agile came in, there comes regular code changes because of Agile, regular deployments, regular testing. Okay, it's a continuous process, happens again and again and again and again, multiple times in a week, many times in a month, multiple times in a day also. Okay, it's a continuous process. So point is, developers are sending too many requests to the operations team. Operations teams are not able to cope up. No proper communication, the environments are not synced properly, right? And just too many requests, which has made the operations slow. Operations team need to make sure the system is always up and running. System uptime, that's their primary goal, right? They're ITIL process driven. ITIL is just like government offices, sign here, sign there, go to that bench, go to that desk, go to that window. It's like that. Okay. Regular deployments request, continuous, because of the agile process, without any clear instruction, and they are very, very occupied already. Yes, operations teams will be very occupied now, and there will be 24/7 support also. Now, when all this is happening, guys, when the deployments are failing and people are not able to work, the customer is suffering, Penny is suffering. We promised to the Penny, right? To Penny that, we are going to give a demonstration of the product, but things are not working. Okay, which is very bad, right? The project manager passed the deadline. So Agile had made the development faster, but delivery is still slow. So this brings a development versus operations, right? Developers are agile, regular changes. Operations is ITIL driven. Okay, stability, slow. Like in Hindi we say, "Aram se," take it easy, right? Don't be in a rush, like that. So operations team is ITIL driven. Developers are agile driven. They're poles apart, really. It's a very famous saying in DevOps. We say, toss the code over the wall. You have just tossed your code over the wall. Right, like you just develop the software in your laptop, and you just said, hey, I'm done, this is in the word repository, deploy it on server. Well, no information, what are the changes that are required, what are the versions of the softwares, right? And this wall you see, it's called as wall of confusion. Ops team does not understand development, and development doesn't understand operations team. That's why I say there is a wall in between them, wall of confusion. And the delivery of the code is just like that, toss the code over the wall. It's literally like that. If you're in operations, you will feel like that. Developer will always complain that the deployment taking too long time, and operations team will say you don't give proper product, it's half-baked code, and when you deploy it fails, things are not working. So there's always fight between this development and operations team. So before even DevOps came, there was development versus operations, right? But this time Penny brought some real customers, right? And those customers, while they're looking at the app or the software, they are getting errors, right? Which is very, very embarrassing, right? This is all happening because of the delivery problem, not the software problem. It's a delivery problem, right? Now the company's head or MD or CEO, whosoever it is, knows that unhappy customer means business loss for sure, right? But let's just give this guy a name, Sumit. Okay, let's say Sumit. Sumit is the head of a company, MD or chairman, whatever. Okay, CTO, chief technical officer. So Sumit, CTO of the company, he knows there is a problem, and he remembered that he had attended an Agile conference where there was a DevOps summit. So there was a seminar on DevOps, and there was a person called as Patrick DeBois, an actual real person. This is a real story, by the way. Patrick DeBois delivered a conference, and he was talking about development is agile, but operations is still waterfall. You need to combine these two teams together, development and operations team, so you get DevOps and you can deliver your code quickly and efficiently, right? And after listening to that, after remembering that, Sumit brings in a DevOps consultant, and he thinks that the DevOps consultant is going to skyrocket the business, make everything great, problem poof, go away, right? Everything awesome, right? But hold on. The DevOps consultant brings every party in the meeting, the development team, the operations team, and everybody. And he says it can be only derived through communication, collaboration, and integration. We don't have special magic or any special tool that can fix all the problem. First, you need to communicate, collaboratively work together and integrate your entire delivery pipeline. Okay, and how that's going to work? So he goes to the development team and he explains them operations. What is operations? What do they do? How do they work? He also trains them on basic operation skills. Developers getting trained basic operation skills. He goes to the operations team and he tells that you need to be agile. You can't be that slow. You need to be fast. You need to automate your deployment processes, delivery processes, right? And most importantly, he tells everyone to automate everything that they do manually. What are those everything? There are many things, from a code to delivery, from code to cache. There are many steps. Code to cache, many steps. You have code build process, which will build the software. Code testing process. Then you have software testing process, infrastructure level changes, deployments. Okay, for that matter, everything or anything needs to be automated. Okay, and development and operations team needs to work together. Yes, it's impossible for you to automate everything if you don't work together. You will understand that in the course also. And if you want to integrate software testing in the pipeline, you need to work with the software testers, get their test scripts and integrate it in the pipeline. Right, this is just one example that I'm telling you. Like that, there are many things that you need to integrate with your automation pipeline. So all the teams needs to work together. So meet the team, Avengers. No, I know that's a bad and old joke now. All right, this is the team. Okay, so we have build and release, we have developer, we have testers, we have system admin, we have database admin, all the parties, and any other team also. There are team members. They are going to automate everything that they do manually in the release management process. Okay, that's one thing. All right, so they work together and automate everything that they do manually, and then they finally integrate everything together. Okay, that will give you the delivery pipeline, integrating everything together. In the animated video, this, as I told you, this is from all that animated video. There you can see they're integrating this little animation. It's interesting. I'll send you the link. All right, so they together creates a DevOps life cycle. We've seen waterfall life cycle, we've seen agile. Now this is DevOps life cycle. No, not this. Yes, they create, these people created it, but this is the life cycle. Let's start one by one. So first you have the code, which is stored into the repository, software repository. Then the code will be fetched and built. This is automated process. Okay, so this tools will be doing this automatically. Code build process, which will create the software artifact. Then the code testing process will be there. There'll be code analysis. Okay, and then they will be delivering that software to the servers. Any database level change, any security related change, any version software related change, all those things will be also done automatically. Okay, then the software testing will be conducted on the software automatically. If everything checks out fine, it will be deployed to the production, and then the user traffic will be redirected. If everything is good, user approves, you get good feedback, you're done, and the cycle can repeat again, and you keep monitoring. This is the software development life cycle combined with the DevOps life cycle. Okay, take a look. I give you a minute, just have a look. All right, so that's the DevOps life cycle. This is what you will be assigned to create. Either you will do it from end to end, or you may be working in some part of this process. This is a very famous diagram that you see whenever you do DevOps search on Google. You'll see this diagram. This is an infinite loop, right? And it's shown in DevOps. That's because regular code changes means the pipeline will run again and again, right? So that's why this infinite loop you see. Okay, so this is the DevOps lifecycle with the tools. I have placed it over there for your understanding. So developer will write the code, they'll push the code in a version control system like Git. Automation tool like Jenkins can fetch the code, run the test, build the software by using build tools like Maven or Docker, and they're going to store the software in Nexus or any repository. Okay, this is called as continuous integration, this part, from push code to store artifact. Now, if you don't know these tools, don't worry, just understand the steps. Don't worry about the tools. But if you already know the tools, then you can relate those tools with this life cycle. So then the environment will be provisioned. If it's not provisioned, or if it's provisioned, any changes will be made to the environment, like AWS environment, Azure or Google Cloud or on-premise or VMware, right? And then the software will be deployed. Any changes will be deployed. So DB change, security change, software changes will be deployed by using automation tool like Ansible, Puppet, Chef, scripts, right? The destination could be a Kubernetes environment, containers also, or the destination could be virtual machines or physical machines also. And then when it is deployed, there'll be functional and load tests that will be conducted on the software. And this is going to be happening for dev, QA, staging, and finally the deployment will be done on the production environment. Okay, and this is a continuous cycle, because there'll be regular code changes. Every code change, every push code change, they'll push the code to the repository, and this pipeline will start. That will go again and again and again every time the code changes. Okay, so that was the DevOps lifecycle, the objective. That's what you are, will be hired to do, right? But if you want to know the definition, this is the definition that I like personally. DevOps is a philosophy of unifying development and operations team at culture, practice, and tools levels. So DevOps is really not a tool. Okay, you can't just say it's just a process also, right? Because there are many tools also we're using in that. But it is a philosophy of unifying development and operations team at culture. So it's going to be one culture, agile culture, fast, quick. Okay, the practices will be adopted same across all the teams, and the tools will be integrated. I'll give one example. Jenkins is a tool that can be used by the developers and it can be used by the operations. Okay, such kinds of integrative tools you will be using to integrate that entire flow, entire DevOps lifecycle. All right, now I'm going to go through the DevOps skill set. What do you need to have in today's time to be into the DevOps industry? So you need to be a good communicator. You need to have communication skills. You should be able to work together, collaborate with people. You should have operating system knowledge. Like Linux knowledge is essential. Even if you're a Windows guy, learn Linux. Okay, period. All right, no discussion on that, seriously. Right? Definitely need to have the Linux knowledge. Or Windows, if you're working, you should have Windows knowledge also, right? Operating system knowledge. Infrastructure, broad knowledge you should have, networking, protocols, port numbers, storage, right? Securities, firewalls, right? These kinds of, servers, right? So these kinds of broad infrastructure knowledge you should have. What are virtual machines? What is cloud? How they work? This kind of knowledge. Cloud computing skills is default. If you're in DevOps, you should definitely be having cloud computing skills. That's because it is by default assumed in the market that if you are DevOps, you know cloud computing. It's like that, seriously. But you can do DevOps without cloud computing also. It's just that you won't be able to automate infrastructure, but you can do DevOps on physical environments also. I have done it. I'm doing it actually, one of the project now. Development SDLC knowledge, software development lifecycle knowledge you should have. This knowledge you can gain more if you work with the developer, or if you're already a developer, you would know this. Build and release automation, which is also called as continuous integration. You should be able to automate, work with the developer and automate their continuous integration process. Automation at the operating system level. Any kind of operating system task you should be able to automate, period. Again, no discussion on that. Okay, you will say, no, I will use this tool, I'll use that tool. No, it's not going to work out. You should know how to automate operating system level. Okay, orchestration of continuous delivery process. Basically, everything we combine together. Different parts we do automation, then we combine together. That's orchestration in an order. And you should have network and security knowledge. Yes, if you're into cloud computing, you should have network and security knowledge. So it's related like that, guys. If you want to do DevOps, you need to have cloud computing skills. If you need to have cloud computing skills, you need to know Linux and networks and basics, storage and all concept. And it's are linked like that, related like that. And definitely in today's time, containerization, you should definitely know what are containers, how do they work, and how to run them, deploy them, and do CI/CD on them. If you are in DevOps, you should know containers. And previously I used to say, if you know containers, you'll have extra edge in the market and this, but in today's time it has become mandatory. Okay, everybody are now using containers or want to use containers. All right, so these are the skill set that you should have, guys, if you want to come into the DevOps. And now we're going to quickly talk about the course coverage. I'll send you the slide, you can look into it into great detail. Consider this as the course content also. Okay, don't expect any different course content, consider this as the course content. So this is what we're going to cover in this course. We do it like a pro, guys, professionals. Okay, we don't do it like hello world program. I run the script, oh, it's working, nice, hello world. No, we don't do that. All right, we don't do it here. Okay, to implement things in real time, we are using a project, vProfile project, which is written in Java. Actually, now we have one more project. If hopefully everything goes well, then I may be able to show you a Node.js project also, but not giving you guarantee. But anyways, we have Java project, and which we are going to use, and we're going to experiment all our DevOps techniques on that. So this project will have different services. It has Nginx, Tomcat, RabbitMQ, Memcache, MySQL, Elasticsearch. So being a DevOps, you will get into a project, you will have different services in a product, and you need to deploy that automatically. You need to set up it first. First you need to set up manually, then you need to do automatically. You need to do CI/CD on that. You need to secure that. You need to run it on the cloud. So like that, to give you that real-time taste experience. I know most of you here are because you don't have DevOps experience. That's why you are here. I am giving you a chance to gain experience in DevOps with a project. Yes. So, but don't panic. If this is looking too much, don't worry. We're going to start with very basics. Step one is going to be basics of Linux, server management. We're going to use Vagrant as an automation tool for VMs. We'll see basics of networking, and we are going to set up the project locally on our laptop, on our computers, manually and automatically both. This is step one. This is like an eligibility to start DevOps. Okay, you should know. If you already know these kinds of things, then you can skip the first week and you can directly join from the second week also. That also you can do. All right. Step two is going to be AWS cloud computing, and these are the services that we are covering: IAM, EC2, EBS, ELB, S3, CloudWatch, RDS, auto scaling, Route 53, ACM, and then we are going to migrate our vProfile project to AWS cloud. So from our laptop, from our computer, we are going to run the project on AWS cloud for production, for real time. Okay, by using all these services. But the AWS is not till here. We have more AWS in next stages. But now once we gain that much knowledge, we can run our product on AWS cloud for production, for real, right, by using different services. Then we are going to do continuous integration and continuous delivery. So we're going to learn tools like version control, Git, Maven, continuous integration. We're going to spend a lot of time on Jenkins. Okay, here and later in some projects also. Jenkins is one of the very most widely used tool in our course. So we'll be using Jenkins for doing CI/CD, Jenkins administration, master slave, integrating Jenkins with various tools like Git, Maven, Sonatype, Nexus, SonarQube, Docker, Kubernetes, AWS Cloud, Ansible. Many tools will integrate with Jenkins. Okay, and of course the CI/CD project for our vProfile product by using Jenkins and some tools. Okay, step four is for people who are scared of scripting, programming. Okay, that's step four for them. If you are from operations world, or if you're new to IT industry, you have, yes, in step one you learned Linux and basics of networking, but now you should also know scripting. So step four, we are taking bash scripting, basics of scripting. We are going to have variables, conditions, loops. We're going to see how to automate regular task, day-to-day administration task with bash scripting. Then we'll take Python scripting. This is going to be basics of Python programming. Okay, we're not getting too much into detail into Python programming, but you will have enough knowledge so you can excel in DevOps. Okay, so we're going to see variables, data types, conditions, loops, functions, modules, many things. And we'll also see how we can do automation with Python. Okay, so if you have doubt, do I need to know scripting to get into DevOps? I'm sure many of you will have that doubt. I get that question a lot, right? So yes, you need to have, but don't worry, we are covering those. Okay, we're covering the basics of programming and scripting, and we will be doing automation with scripting and programming. So those prerequisites, those basics are covered in this course. Okay, then we are going to start with Ansible, which is one of the most famous automation tool today in the market. And to really master this tool, you should have some scripting knowledge. That's why we take scripting first, and then we take Ansible. We're going to get too in detail into Ansible. Okay, we're going to see Ansible playbooks, roles, variables into deep dive. We're going to also use Ansible for cloud automation, and of course our vProfile project deployment with Ansible. So every technology we learn, we're going to implement on our vProfile project. Okay, so you learn the technology, you implement it in real. It's like that. All right. Then comes AWS part 2. We are going to get into little detail into VPC, which is a networking thing in AWS network, log management and custom metrics, CloudWatch, AWS CLI, how to manage AWS through command line, S3 CLI, how to manage S3 through command line, Beanstalk RDS, vProfile project on Beanstalk, and then we are going to see CI/CD on AWS, code commit, code build, code pipeline. These are services we're going to learn. CI/CD on AWS we will be doing. So if this is too much confusing, understand that first we did it through tools. Entire project we did it through tools, deployment and automation and CI/CD. Now we are doing all using through AWS services, all on cloud, with cloud, for cloud, with the anyways, I was about to say about democracy. Okay, anyways, so it's like that. Okay, everything will be on the cloud, and it will be by using cloud services only, no tools here. So it's like that, right? So you should have different techniques in DevOps. See different CI/CD techniques with tools, with cloud services mix. So we're covering all those things.
Imran?
Okay, finally we will be having Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, so we will understand how to containerize a project by using Docker. We're going to build images, we're going to learn Docker Compose, and then we will be learning Kubernetes. We're going to see how to set up Kubernetes for production environment. We'll learn different Kubernetes object, pod, services, controller, deployment, replica set, auto scaling, resource quota, secret, config map, namespace. All those things we will have in Kubernetes. And then we are going to deploy our vProfile project on the Kubernetes cluster. And finally, we're going to conclude that with a CI/CD for containers. Okay, that's going to be the end game. But in the course for regular thing, but after the course also you will have the portal access. You'll have a portal where we're going to store all the videos from where you can rewatch the video of the class, and also there we are going to store Terraform videos. We're going to store AWS securities videos, CloudFormation videos, and new Kubernetes videos that I'm creating, that also will be storing over there. So you don't only just learn what is covered in the course, but I give you some video material also to learn some more technologies, okay, which are latest and greatest in the market. All right, and that is the course content, right? Lastly, let me just summarize this by talking about the course USP, unique selling point of the course. Yes, I focus on real-time implementation. I think you must have understood that by now. Projects, we have to implement your skills, what you're learning, you're going to implement, right? We will be having assignments, and we're going to collaborate through Google Classroom. So I'm going to give you assignments. If you are interested, you can submit the assignment back, and like that you can continuously keep doing the assignment, so you learn from yourself also. And all the documents and stuff, I'm going to send it through Google Classroom. Really, we have lots of material. We have the Decoding DevOps book that I have written. You can use that. We have the videos, we have documents, scripts, everything that you need to practice in this course, and more than that. All right, and this is it, guys, for today's demo. from my side, and I've been talking from an hour or so. Now I think you have the time to ask the questions. So I'm all open to take your question, but give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, 1 minute, please. Just 1 minute, and you can start asking your question.
Yeah, hi, this is Srinivas. So I wanted to know whether how DevOps is useful for the people from network engineering background.
All right, that was the first audio question. How DevOps is helpful for network administrator. You can please mute yourself. This background Vaibhav, please mute. Please mute Vaibhav. It's too much noise from your side. Okay, so again, the question was, how is DevOps helpful for the network administrator? Well, to be frank,
I actually work in the network domain, and I sort of take care of the network monitoring tools.
right.
So I just want to skill up in DevOps, but I'm not sure like how it is going to help because
So you
change of
have
period at
to
this point.
first, no, you
Yeah,
have
and
to
also
first make a decision that you want to be a DevOps, because DevOps will be a very, very different field than networking. Yes, you have networking knowledge. It will be helpful in cloud computing, but here you will be focusing more on the product delivery, automation of the server side. Networking will be also there. We have cloud networking, cloud network automation side. Network engineer will be great help, but I don't think you will be doing as much as networking as being a network engineer currently. Okay, there'll be more
okay, so
automation.
all I wanted to know is since I got already 11 plus experience in network, it's tools
Mhm.
actually, network monitoring tools domain.
Mhm.
So if I move to DevOps, whether I will be like again a fresher or they're
No,
going
no,
to
not a
consider.
fresher. Definitely not a fresher, man. Definitely not a fresher. Okay. See, we do a lot of infrastructure automation being DevOps in cloud computing, like AWS cloud computing. So there's networking level automation also we do a lot. Okay, VPC level. In VPC, there are many things. AWS VPC network I'm talking about. That's one thing. In Kubernetes, you have lots of networking. So you're going to be a great contributor in Kubernetes front and cloud computing front. See, DevOps comes from different background, and based on their prior experience, they will be focused on a particular thing to automate. There are many things to automate and integrate in DevOps, including the networking, but this is going to be virtual networking. Kubernetes will have virtual networking, cloud computing will have virtual networking. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Hi Imran,
Right.
Rishi here.
Yeah, Rishi.
Since Linux is like an ocean, so what are the skill set should we have for DevOps perspective?
See, DevOps is an ocean. Linux is an
Okay,
ocean. Everything is an ocean if you're looking at the staying at the shore, right?
okay,
But you need to get in. That is one thing for sure. But you don't need to become a Linux administrator. If you have Linux administration skill, it's good. If
okay,
you don't have, you should have sufficient amount of Linux knowledge. You should be a power user in Linux, almost a system admin,
okay, okay.
almost a system,
Hi
but
Imran,
not.
this is Vaibhav.
Yeah, welcome.
Actually, means I'm having a 5 years experience in IT industry, but I did non-technical stuff only. So now I
Not
want to get into, yeah. Now I want to get into a DevOps field. But will this means I want to ask, will this course justify my 5 years experience, or is it specially designed for a
that
fresher only?
depends what experience you have, right? If you are like a manager or something like
No,
that.
I did non-technical stuff. Means mostly work on Excel sheets, so I don't have as such technical
So
exposure.
yeah, so you can put your experience in your resume, but that won't be considered hold much value in DevOps.
Okay, but means I want to ask that means if I complete this course or training, will this enough? Means I can say I have 5 years or 3-4 years experience in DevOps, and I can means will they consider that, or I need to study more apart from this training?
You need to study a lot, that is for sure, but you need to start from somewhere. You can start from here, and it's not just start, we are doing projects also, and after this you can do DevOps projects course, this advanced course. It is available on Udemy and our platform also. So you can do DevOps projects, and then you can have more experience. But how much experience to put in your resume, that's up to you, man. I'm not going to tell you anything about that. Okay.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Hi, Imran. Shafiq here. I have a question regarding the project. So ultimately, you will have the project deployed to Kubernetes, right?
That's the final last one.
Yeah, so I understand this is not really a Kubernetes course, but
No,
just want to understand what kind of application is like. Is it there is a UI, any Angular
UI
or
based
React?
web application, like a social
Yeah,
networking, right?
yeah. So is any Angular or React involved in it, or just purely Java?
This is Java. There is Angular and Node project, but that is in under development right now. Okay, so I can't give you a guarantee that I will be showing you that in this course, right? But it will be when we get into containerization, you will understand that any kind of product you have, ultimately you need to containerize it, create Docker files, create Docker images of that, container images, and run it. And so if that is the case, you can run it on anywhere, any Kubernetes, Docker, or any other orchestration tool also. At the end of the day, it will be just containers running inside an image. So it can be encapsulating React, Angular, Nginx, hosting your Angular app, a Node, right, Java, anything, .NET.
Okay, so I've seen in the course document that you will have a Facebook group for clearing the questions, right?
No, Google Classroom is for clearing the questions. Facebook is just for collaboration of students.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Imran. This is Uday.
Just a moment. Let me see some questions from the chat. Guys, please post your questions in the public chat. Don't put it on private chat. Let other people also see the questions. Okay, you'll get the slide, Hassan, after this demo. Send your email addresses, guys. You will get slides. You will get some videos to watch and a book also to download. Course duration is going to be around 2 months, maybe a little bit more. Timings will be, for you, it's going to be 8:15 a.m. IST. Weekday, not on weekends. Some Saturday we will have session though. Some longer session will be on Saturday, but not on Sunday. Can DevOps be a platform to start my career in software domain, as I have into teaching profession previously, but I hail from engineering background? Yeah, Naresh, I have trained many people, and so many of them I have trained who were actually a teacher, professors from colleges. Okay, and same like engineering background, and yes, they are working as a DevOps engineers now. But there's gonna be a learning curve. You need to be ready for that. This is for everyone, guys. There's gonna be a learning curve. Okay, you need to put efforts. This is not a course which you watch and you learn. This is the course where you watch, practice, and that's how you learn. Without practice, you won't be learning. So every day you will have something to do. What I do, you have to repeat. I'll give you assignments also. If you have more time, you can do assignments also and learn more. Okay.
Yes, Imran. Yeah. So we'll be doing one real-time project, Amma. This is Uday.
Yes. Yes.
And you are telling some advanced courses is there in Udemy or in site? That is means multiple projects, right?
Yes. This is DevOps course only, DevOps projects course. So purely projects. You need to have DevOps knowledge, then you can do that course.
Oh, that is mainly related to real-time implementation on projects, right?
Yes, and from that course we are taking for 5 projects in our course, and then you have the DevOps projects course, which are 5 projects plus 15 more projects, like that.
That is only related to once DevOps. We get this knowledge, then we will be implementing that projects course, right? Yes. But in this one, you will be giving one real-time project.
Yes.
And one more doubt, Imran. See, suppose daily assignments, there will be any lab like ground, means playground, or where we need to do online,
You
or how it
are
is?
going to create your own lab environment in your computer, and you will have an AWS cloud account that you will create. It's going to be all yours, and you can
Mhm.
practice and implement there as much as you want, as many as time you want. I will show you how we'll be doing that.
Okay, Imran. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Is coding knowledge necessary for this course, sir?
Okay, I already answered that question, but since you asked,
Hey Imran,
Hi,
this is
Imran.
we are covering scripting, Bash scripting, and Python scripting. That covers your basic programming knowledge. Okay.
Hi Imran, Chari here. Can a technical support guy can move to the DevOps? Is it a good idea to move a technical expertise or a technical guy
By
to
the way,
support an
every support guy should move to DevOps, okay? Because more and more automations are coming, and less support will be there. It's already happening from few years, and I think it's already the ground is shrinking for the support. So I tell
so
this to every support and a system administrator that, if you don't want to do DevOps, it's fine, but at least do automation. Learn more and more automation.
that is covered in this course, right?
This course is entire DevOps course. We're doing lots of automation here. All those things are covered.
One more question, Imran. Is the Linux we don't have knowledge in Linux? That will be totally covered, or as part of Linux it will be covered?
I'm sorry, your voice is not clear. Can you repeat your question?
Linux, regarding Linux, the skills you have mentioned on Linux and networking, we have don't have enough knowledge on that part. So it will be covered in this course, or
Okay,
uh,
that's what I told, right? That's our course content. We are covering these things.
okay. Thanks.
Okay. See, I
And
think you're
Imran,
confused. See, this is the skill set you should have that I've shown you in this slide, and this is what we are covering in this course, right?
Yeah.
I
Hi.
mean I don't have networking and Linux knowledge, so it will be enough in this course, which we covered
Yes.
in this course, right?
Yes.
That will be enough. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Thanks. Imran.
Yeah. Hi, Imran. Ram here.
Yeah, Ram.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here are the many people are coming from different backgrounds. So some few people might be having coding knowledge, and few people from support or non-technical, whatever it. So does it scripting is mandatory, very deep or level, or like a basic?
Just sounds like you are scared of scripting.
It's
Yeah.
not like no. I'm just these are that like general questions. Many people having that might be having
Yeah. What is your
mind.
question?
Yeah. Scripting is mandatory. Main into we were involving into scripting mainly, or like only the partially.
See, it's not like that. Okay. You are thinking that either we'll be working on this tool, or either I will be working on that tool, or this technology or that technology. These are all the knowledge that you should have in DevOps. That's what I talked in the skill set. Scripting knowledge is necessary because the automation tool that we use in DevOps, like Ansible or Jenkins or CloudFormation or Docker, Kubernetes, these tools, if you want to learn these tools, you should have some knowledge on the programming side. Okay, then only you can master those technologies. Otherwise you'll be struggling a lot, right? That's why we are covering scripting, and most of the companies will be using tools for automation rather than using scripts, but scripts will be also required many cases. Okay, so it's not like I will do this only, not that. It's not like that. Okay, these all the things are related, linked.
Okay. So basically I'm from SAP admin. So that's what I asked question.
Now I understood the way you asked the question, that many people have this question. That's why I said, right, many people will ask me this question: do I need to have scripting knowledge? Yes, you need to have scripting knowledge.
yeah, and Imran, even I'm from I work on SAP. Like, is it better to switch or is it better to stay back? Even I am confused.
That's up to you to decide, man. I
Yeah,
can't tell
because in
you.
SAP we don't have scripting or networking or
See, but
nothing.
see, thing is that
Yeah.
if you have to make a decision first, you make a decision, you set your goal, and you work on that goal, right?
Okay.
But if you will be thinking, should I do this or should I do that? You're like, I will do this much, little bit, this much. You're keeping two legs in two different boats.
Yeah.
Okay, you will shrink. Okay, so sorry, sink, not shrink, sink.
That was my question. That many people
Keep
have the
a
same question.
focus. No, you keep a focus, right? And yes, I want to do DevOps. I have trained many SAP people, okay, and they are working as DevOps engineers, managers, consultants, freelancers now. Okay, 10 years, 12 years experienced SAP consultants. Okay, I shifted
So
into
how
DevOps.
much complexity is involved, Imran, in the scripting? I mean, to learn scripting, is it the complexity?
See, I train the scripting the easiest way in the world. Okay.
No, I'm just
So
asking. You say the person doesn't have any programming knowledge, is able to learn that scripting part, right,
yes,
from you.
from the
Okay,
basics.
that's good.
Okay, sorry, I was making a joke, but yeah, I take scripting from very basics. Don't worry, you just need to practice. You will say, I will just watch. It's not going to be like that, right? I give you work to do, you do the work. That's how you will learn. Okay, I'm going to take questions from the chat. Just a moment. Can you please kindly write the time range is important. Timeline, time range. Wait, it's Monday to Friday, 8:15 a.m. IST. You will get that in writing. Okay, you'll get a mail and details when the class is going to start and the timing and everything. I'm done. I was into RPA, UiPath, and automation anywhere tools. Was going to help me in your career growth. Okay, that's RPA is very different than DevOps. RPA is more robotic process automation, right? The robotic work we do, those things are automated there. Here, if you're talking about the delivering of the code, any kind of code, it's going to be very different, very different, right? You need to either stay in RPA or you should switch into DevOps. You need to make your decision and work on it. What's everyday timing for this batch? 8:15 a.m. IST. Can we make it bit early from 8 a.m.? Okay, there is already 2 morning batches I will have, right? 7 to 8, and then 15 minutes of gap there because sometimes it goes more than 8, so it's going to be 8:15 a.m. Okay, but I'll take feedback from different people and see if we can make that 8 a.m. Hello, so what is the difference between the DevOps course and the e-learning? Okay, it's same course. All right, so the videos are there, and here it's going to be live. You're going to interact, talk with me, get assignments, interact. You have any doubts, you post it on Google Classroom, you get all those help. From when the regular classes are going to start? In coming week, probably Wednesday, Thursday, like that. Why FBook and not WhatsApp group for class student collaboration? We'll have Google Classroom actually for day-to-day collaboration, because it gives us a place to post documents, and you can create posts. You're facing any error, so Google Classroom for that, not WhatsApp group. And what's the difference between DevOps course and the e-learning? Okay, I answered that. Okay, same question, Sachin. I think I answered that. You posted that same question 3 times. I think I answered your question. 8:15 a.m. IST to 1 hour, 9:15 a.m. IST. Difference between DevOps Master's course and the course in Udemy. Same. Sir, is automation or DevOps are different or the same? Very good question. They are not the same. Okay, automation means you have a task, right? Let's say you have to set up a web server, and there's a manual process to do that. You automate that process by using either script or by a tool. For example, you can write a bash script for that, you can write a Python script for that, or you can write an Ansible playbook for that, right? That's automation, right? In a release management process, we do the complete software lifecycle I have shown you. There are many things that you need to automate, many things, not just one thing. Automation will be, some part you automate it through scripts or tool. DevOps will be integrating all those different automations together in a proper order. Okay, orchestration. DevOps is more about orchestration, integrating. For example, you have software testing that will be automated by software testers. So you're going to take their software test scripts and you're going to run it in your pipeline. Right? So DevOps is not just doing automation, but also majorly integrating different automations together and create a big framework. Okay, that is called as CI/CD pipeline or DevOps Lifecycle. DevOps with AWS and DevOps with Azure, which is better? It's just nothing better or worst in that. It's just using AWS for doing DevOps activities or Azure for doing DevOps activities. Okay, so some companies are Microsoft focused, so they'll be using Azure Cloud. Some people, most of the companies will be general, so AWS supports anything. Okay, and AWS DevOps means using only AWS services for DevOps, not Jenkins and Ansible and scripting not required. Azure DevOps is also like that, using only Azure services to do the DevOps automation. Okay, and that Azure DevOps or AWS DevOps is more about the cloud computing, but the process is same. Basics will cover this training, or do we go to Udemy first to learn there? No. This is the entire course, Radhika, complete course. Incredible demo, sir. Thank you very much. Minimum configuration required. I will talk about prerequisites in the first class, first session. What you need to have on your laptop, in a computer, what kind of accounts you need to set up, and most it will be basic. But more than 4 GB of RAM, if you can upgrade, please upgrade your RAMs on your laptop. That will be necessary, not only for the course, but in today's time. Okay, 8 GB will be really good. If you have more than 8 GB, it will be amazing. But again, if you can't upgrade, that is not a problem. We'll be using cloud computing also, so you can do that. Is LMS system access is lifetime? Can we get access to updated course as well? The access will be for 1 year in the portal, and you don't get lifetime access. The updated course, just your course, like my course, which you are going to train on, will be uploaded over there one by one, every day, one video at a time. And with that, new things will be added in your portal, in your access, related to this course, not the other things. That LMS, if you're talking about complete portal access, that's a separate thing. Okay, contact Malti and she'll tell more about that. What is ACM? ACM is the certificate management for HTTPS secure connection. We need certificates, so you can use ACM service from AWS and you can create certificates, public certificate. Is there any comparison will cover AWS and Azure? No comparison. We're not going to compare anything. Okay, so we're just going to use AWS cloud because it's a very general cloud, very famous, the most used cloud. So that's why we're covering AWS. Azure, I'll right away give you the comparison. Azure is more Microsoft focused, but also now general also it is becoming, and it has its own set of user base. Okay, thanks much, Imran. Impressive demo. Thank you. Hope we'll connect soon for regular course. Yes, thank you. Can we get recorded videos? You will be getting recorded videos every day. I'm from Java development background. Will this course be development oriented or admin type configuration oriented? How it add value to my profile? Please do share. See, this course will be more operations related. The reason I'm saying is that, but it's not like that. Most of the automation that is required is at the operations side. That's why in DevOps you will end up doing most of the operations related work. Okay, but it's not like you don't do development. You are not going to do development. You are not going to become a developer. It's not a developer course. But the software developer who creates the code, their code we are going to test, build it, and then deploy it to the server. Right? So there's some development related automation, but mostly operations related automation, cloud computing, containers, server automation stuff. Right? How it adds value to your profile. Being a Java developer, it adds definitely value to your profile, but this is a very, very hardcore course for DevOps, especially focused on DevOps only. Okay, so it will add the value, but this is for people who want to switch their career into DevOps. Okay, why I'm saying that, because it's going to be a lot of time you will be investing, a lot of things you will be learning, and if you just want to like feel and taste DevOps, yes, you can attend the course, you can watch the course, but this is more focused on making sure the people start their career in DevOps and excel in that career. No, we don't have time to cover Azure basics. If I have time, I will cover more on Kubernetes than an Azure. Okay, because we're anyways covering one cloud computing, and this is not a cloud computing course. This is a DevOps course. Okay, so sorry, no Azure, but it won't be a big deal to learn Azure or Google Cloud once you're done with this course. Will the interview question be shared and discussed? Interviews questions will be discussed throughout the course. At the end of the course, you'll get some question bank kind of thing, but I recommend you focus more on the learning the skills, developing the skills, rather than by hearting question answers. All right. Okay, I'm from accounts and finance background, how to explore myself to get a job. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about at the end of the course that how the resume should be prepared, and what will be asked in the interview, how to answer the interview question, how to be preparing for the interview. Okay, that's the maximum that I can do in the training. After completing this, do you provide any job support? No, I don't provide any kind of job support whatsoever. Okay, you can maybe check with the Malti, maybe someone will be, she can hook someone, but see, this is a course to learn skills, and I really recommend, rather than you focusing on these things, you focus on developing the skills. That's much better. Okay, you will find the job, you will be able to survive and excel in the job. Why do you need support? If you can do yourself, you can keep all your money yourself, right? And you can grow yourself. Why really you think for supports? Okay, once you think of support, then lifetime will be thinking of the same thing. Okay, I got some task. Okay, who is going to help me? It's like that. So develop skill, right? Become self-dependent. Okay, course timing, all those things shared with you through emails again.
Hello, Imran.
Yeah.
Vaibhav again. Actually, want to ask one thing. Means suppose you are an interviewer or employer, and you are looking for a candidate who is having 4 to 5 years of experience in DevOps, then what would you expect? What would be your expectation from the candidate?
Oh, me? You are asking me? Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
would
I mean,
I
if
be
you are an
expecting?
employer or interviewer, yeah, and if you are looking
I
for a
am an
candidate who
employer
is
and I
having,
am an interviewer, so you can ask this question directly to me. 4 to 5
I
years
mean,
experience.
it would be great help for the preparation point of view.
Yes, see,
Hmm.
we are not even started, Vaibhav, right? And this is a
Yeah.
very early question that you are asking me, right? This I cover in the farewell session, the last day of the course, where I tell all these things.
Okay.
This is too early to explain you things you won't even understand if I tell you what I'm expecting.
Okay.
Okay, so go to the course, but yes, in short, I would be expecting from you that you should be able to run the project, automate, and should be able to also handle some junior fresher job roles also. Okay. With you in short. Okay. But a technical point, I will tell you what I would be expecting from an experienced candidate.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hi Imran, Zahir here.
Yeah, Zain.
Actually, I have more than 10 years in Java. Just I want to take one DevOps project which is starting along with my development Java project. So I need some knowledge, thorough knowledge on DevOps. So I'm just looking for something where I see, according to your PPT, and I see it will be gain. So is it like how architecture will be there? Is it all will also be explained, or only just the tools? Or because I joined a little bit late, that's why I'm asking.
Okay, you talking about this architecture?
Yeah. Now I got it. Yeah,
This,
maybe I
this is
missed
this
this
is the
part.
architecture of the services that we have in the project, right? You're a developer, so from your point of view, I'll tell you the code that we
Yeah.
build will be delivered on the Tomcat server.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Okay.
the database will be using MySQL for that, and then you have related services like front-end Nginx, caching, queuing, indexing, these services also together.
Yeah, it's good. That I wanted to just because
I will be
I may
explaining this
be. Yeah.
once we done with 10 days of the course. We will be implementing this project locally, and then the next day we'll be implementing it on AWS cloud. So I'll be explaining this whole project setup, implementation, deployment, everything.
Yeah. Thanks, Imran. I just wanted to know because I need to drive one project parallel. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Okay, guys, it's actually time. I have to get going. I thank you very much for attending. Any more question you have or you come up with, feel free to send an email or call Malti. If you need anything, I will be able to answer that also. So I will see you in the class in the next week. Thank you very much for joining. I will see you. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a good day and night.